Welcome back. My name is Carrie, and today I'm going to tell you about the end of mobile home parks as we know them. This year, the price of homes have gone absolutely crazy all over North America, so it's not only important to look for new affordable housing options, but also to protect the ones we already have. One of the affordable housing options I talk a lot about on this channel is mobile home parks, and if you're new here, I'm a big fan. I've been in and around the manufactured housing industry for a little over a decade, and just when I thought I'd seen it all, yesterday I saw an article about a mobile home park in Colorado where the residents voted to increase their own pad rent from $606 to $856 over the next 3 years. Yes, you heard me correctly. They voted to increase their own pad rent by just over 41%. It all stems from updates to the 1984 Colorado Mobile Home Park Act that now gives residents first kick at the can to buy a park whenever an owner decides to sell. They're called resident-owned communities, or ROCS, and at first I thought they were a great idea, but the more I read, the more red flags started to pop up, so put on your tinfoil hats because I've got a few theories. What I'm going to do is tell you what I like about ROCS, a few of my concerns, and finally I'll try to decide if I think they're the right decision for residents, because right now I'm sitting directly on the fence. So let's do it. What exactly is a resident-owned community? According to ROC USA, not to be confused with ROC Nation, a resident-owned community is a neighborhood of manufactured homes who's owned by a cooperative of homeowners who live there as opposed to a landlord. Fairly simple concept, right? In a traditional mobile home park, the residents own their home but don't actually own the land that their home is on. They pay a monthly pad rent to the owner of the park. In a ROC, the home ownership stays exactly the same. Where it differs is each household is a member of the cooperative that owns the land and manages the business that is the community. They own their home individually and an equal share of the land beneath the entire neighborhood. The community in question is former mobile home park turned ROC in Boulder County, Colorado, called Sans Souci Mobile Home Park. Sans Souci? I have no idea how to pronounce that, so I'm just going to call it Sans Souci for the remainder of this video. Sans Souci is an 11-acre property with 62 homes, and the residents just finished signing the paperwork on Monday to become the new owners of the community as the Sans Souci Cooperative. Closing on the purchase is an exciting time for the new resident owners because there are quite a few benefits. The biggest benefit I see of a resident-owned community is peace of mind and added security. They say wet babies are the only people that like change, and I would have to agree. The house beside me has sold 3 times in the last 7 years, and every time I see the for sale sign go in the front yard, I wonder who's going to buy it. Are they going to be loud? Are they going to mow their lawn enough? Are they going to mow their lawn too much and make me look bad? Turns out every time it's been completely fine, but even small amounts of change can cause stress. Now imagine the entire park you're living in goes up for sale. That has potential for even bigger changes. Thoughts of rent increases, metered water, lack of snow plowing all start flowing immediately, and it causes stress. Isn't it strange how we automatically worry? Nobody ever thinks, ooh, I bet you the new owner is going to be better than the last one. Can't wait. The biggest fear of all, though, is the fear that the park will be sold to a developer who wants the land for a completely different use than a mobile home park, and that the residents will be displaced. That's easier said than done, and I think it will get harder as more laws like the one in Colorado get passed to protect affordable housing, but it does happen. Recently, a park with 133 homes sold to a developer in a city 2 hours from me that has other high-rise projects on the go and likely has a similar idea for that land. Luckily, where I live, you can't just kick residents out to change the use of the property. If the residents are able to prove they can't find another place for their home within a reasonable distance of where they are, they can apply for dispute resolution and ultimately get compensation in the form of the assessed value of their home. It's still not a fun situation for those folks, and I'm not saying it's fair, but they do have rights. Not being able to have the rug pulled from under you, to me, is the biggest benefit of a ROC, but they'll also get control of lot increases and community repairs and improvements. All in all, it seems like a pretty good deal. Or does it? The more I read about the Sans Souci transaction, the more concerned I got about the entire process. One of the benefits of being a ROC, according to the ROC USA website, is control of the monthly pad rent. And I agree, that's a hot topic, and it's actually something that prevents a lot of people from even considering living in a mobile home park. But this is where I started scratching my head. In order to get the financing to purchase the park, the co-op had to raise their own rent by 25% immediately. Year one, they're going from $606 to $750. Year two, they're going from $750 to $800, and year three, they're going to $856. So in order to prevent rent increases, they significantly increased the rent. It notes in the article that a gal by the name of Karen Finch moved into the park in 1994, and at that time, rents were only $212, to give us an idea of just how much rents have skyrocketed. If we break that down over those 27 years, that works out to an average of $14.59 per year, which really isn't that bad considering they just voted to increase the rent by $250 in 3 years, which works out to $83.33 per year. That leads me to my second red flag. With the new opportunity to purchase provision added to the Mobile Home Park Act, park owners are required to notify the state if they intend to sell. That triggers a 90-day period where residents have a chance to organize, do their due diligence, and pull the trigger on an offer. 90 days is not a lot of time to organize a group of people and come up with an offer, especially when there are emotions involved because it's their home and they likely don't have a lot of experience investing in mobile home parks. For a seasoned mobile home park investor, 90 days would be lots of time because they've cut their teeth over the years analyzing deals and fully understand cap rates, cash flow, net operating income, and all the other metrics that help you accurately calculate the value of commercial real estate. Not only that, the residents have everything to lose. They're under the gun from the beginning because they know if they don't make it happen, they may never get the chance again, which makes me wonder if the pressure and emotions will lead them to overpay. The article said once the resident co-op made an offer which Strive quickly accepted, the process moved into the due diligence phase. They took the first offer with no counter. I think a right of first refusal clause would have put the park residents in a better position because they wouldn't be under so much pressure to make a strong first offer since they would know they get a chance to buy it at whatever the market price is. Basically how that would work is when the owner received an offer, then the residents would get 90 days to match that offer and buy the park. However, that wouldn't be fair to the investors who are spending time and money on due diligence to buy a park only to have it scooped by the residents. The current structure does benefit the residents in that they get first chance to buy it, but I think the pressure and emotion could lead them to overpay. Finally, we have the nonprofit organizations that help facilitate the purchase of the park with the residents. The last red flag. At first, I couldn't figure out the angle of these organizations, but if you follow the money, things start to add up. It didn't make sense to me why the residents had to raise their own rents by 40% to be able to afford the purchase as a nonprofit. The park is currently owned by a for-profit company called Strive, which had plans to raise rents by 37%, which is what caused the residents of Sans Souci to want to become a ROC to begin with. Think about it, a 41% increase to break even as a co-op, or a 37% increase, and you can bet the company's making money. The only reason I could think of that Strive would be able to make money at a lesser increase while the co-op breaks even at a higher increase is financing. I looked into it, and the nonprofit that coaches the residents on the process of becoming a ROC, which isn't easy and probably would be very difficult without their help, also has a financing arm. So that's part of the package. They show you how to do everything and even help you secure financing with a company they own, and I have a feeling that one is non-profit. My concern with the entire process is residents are rushed, leading them to not only overpay on the purchase price, but also on the financing. Remove your tinfoil hats and take a deep breath. Maybe I'm overthinking this entire process. One thing that has to be said is not all park owners are evil. There are a lot that care about the park and the residents. I've worked with them in real life, and I've had residents of parks comment on my channel saying their park is great, but you don't ever hear those stories because they don't get the eyeballs. More people are gonna tune in to hear about a park owner that's evicting someone than a park owner that replaced a resident's fridge that died. Both things have happened, but only one is gonna make it into the news. It's the exact same reason I have to do a shocked, mad, or surprised face in my thumbnails, because if I post a video that says everything is great and it's a picture of me smiling, The only person that's going to click on that is my mom. Something to keep in mind. At the end of the day, I think resident-owned communities can be a good option for people who love where they live and want more security and don't ever want to have to worry about the park being rezoned for another purpose. However, from what I'm seeing, you're going to have to pay a premium to get that security, so as long as you know that going in and are okay with that, I think it can be a good thing. Let me know your thoughts on ROCS. Am I overthinking this? Has anyone else thought about these red flags, or am I a bit paranoid? Let me know. That's all I've got for today. If you like manufactured home videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I've got new ones coming out every single week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.